Check this out. Yeah, bitch. I bet you could do that with practice. So I was driving to work this morning and I passed by the dump because it's on my way to work. And there's some turkeys like to hang out near the dump sometimes. And I see them every once in a while. But this time they were kind of fucking loitering around the middle of the road as I was driving past them. And when I got up to them, they were right in front of my fucking car. So I slowed down, not because I give a fuck about the turkey's life, but because I didn't want it to fuck up my car. But I slowed down, and these fucking turkeys were in the road, and turkeys don't give a fuck. They're just so goddamn stupid. Like, I drove up to the turkey to where if I hadn't slowed down, he would just be a smudge. But the motherfucker just, like, ran this way, and then he ran back the other way, and I'm thinking, make up your fucking mind, dumbass. How did you fucking make it this long? Always hanging out around the goddamn dump, and there's cars going back. I'm so fucking surprised I don't see turkey corpses more often on the way to work with how fucking stupid these turkeys are. And even when it started running in the right direction, it was taking its sweet fucking time either. I was about to go around them because I'd almost stopped my car. And I was about to go around the fucking turkey. But when I did that, motherfucker ran the other goddamn direction again. Jesus Christ, turkeys are fucking stupid. But when I go to the dump, I don't have to pay to take my trash there. Because they have this thing where if you bring bag for bag, recycling and trash, you don't have to pay anything, which is fucking sick. And that's how you convince people to go green or whatever. Like, I haven't researched anything on the topic of global warming, or they call it climate change now, I think, because it didn't fit the narrative or whatever. I don't give a shit. And assuming that that's true, and it could very well be that the world is going to catch on fire in 6 years and everyone's going to burn to death. I still don't give a shit because I was going to fucking die anyway. I've known that for a while now. And burning to death isn't the worst way to go. There are a lot of other ways that you could die that would be pretty fucking bad. It's going to be Halloween soon. I gave candy to kids once 2 years ago. My mother gave me a bag of candy. It was like this fucking big. And she said, "Here, this is for the kids." And I knew that it was enough candy to give maybe 3 or 4 kids. But I said, whatever, I'll give this to the kids. So I turned on my door light with this pitiful fucking bag of candy and waited for some kids. And I got a knock on the door, and the first people to come to my door were these 3 teenage girls. They were probably like 15 to 16. But all 3 of these girls were as big as I was, because I'm 5'7" and 130 pounds. And so I opened the door and I just said, "Hey kids," to these girls that are the same fucking size as me. And then later that night, this woman knocked on the door and I opened the door, and it was this woman pushing a stroller, and she had a fucking baby in the stroller. And that was my trick or treater, was a woman pushing a baby stroller. And I thought, something's fucky right here, because that candy's not for you, bitch, and you better not be giving it to that little fucking baby. So why the fuck are you knocking on my door trying to get some candy here on Halloween? So that bitch was sketchy. She was up to something. Ouch. My hair is pretty. Oh shit! Jesus Christ! I just pulled out a bunch of fucking hair. I used to work at this place that had a zero tolerance policy for violence, which basically means if you go up and punch someone in the face, you both get fired. That was pretty fucking stupid. I quit from that place. because it was a fucking horrible place to work. I worked there for 4 years. And it was just shit the whole time for a bunch of fucking reasons that I could talk on length for. But bad management was the main thing. And we had been working 10-hour shifts for the entire fucking week in preparation for our 3-day weekend, because it was Memorial Day. It was coming up. And we came in on Friday working these 10-hour shifts all fucking week, and it was our new supervisor's first day. And he was like, yo, we need you guys to work the weekend. And I was like, no, bitch. And I gave him my key and I fucking walked out. Worked there for 4 years. Sorry, motherfucker. You're kind of a fucking asshole for asking me to do that, though. So I live in the South, so obviously there's a church like every 20 feet. And there's several churches on the way home from work. But there was one that had a fucking... The sign up on it said, without faith, it is impossible to please God. And that was their tagline, I guess, to get people to come in or something. That didn't make any sense, because surely only the people with faith would be interested in pleasing God. Why would you want to please a God that you didn't even fucking believe in? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. That's silly. I thought about calling him and say, like, can I speak to your marketing director? Because I think you're making a couple of big fucking mistakes here. Like, did you go to school, or did you just like, yeah, let's just put God in it and then some other words and just put that up on the fucking sign. That's how we'll advertise ourselves with something that doesn't even make any sense. I think they've changed it now. I think, or it might be a different church. I don't know, because there's like 20 fucking churches that I pass by on the way home from work. But there's one that says, what the fuck did it say? Yeah, it said, we learn more from failure than success. Like that was on a church billboard. We learn more from failure than success. And that I thought was goofy as fuck. That's like some fortune cookie shit. Like, obviously you learn more from failure than success. That's because the purpose of learning is to stop failing. If you succeed, then it's because you figured out what you were fucking up on. It's like, you're not supposed to encourage failure. That's the whole point. If you won, it's like, yes, bitch, that's what we were going for. Don't encourage fucking up. What the fuck? There was this one time in the 9th grade, I masturbated in English class. I was sitting at the front of the class and I was wearing these real tight pants. And I was maybe 15 at the time. So, you know, I was fucking ready all the goddamn time. And I just had my legs crossed in this position where if I jostled my leg a little bit, it could get some friction going. And the teacher was talking about some bullshit. And eventually I just popped right there in the middle of class. And I had this big ass wet spot. Like right on my crotch age. No one figured it out. Or at least no one commented on it. I had to go into the bathroom and water it all down and pretend like I'd gotten water all over my pants. But that was sick. There was this one time in elementary school, me and my friend, we picked this kid up. He was our other friend. We picked him up. I had his arms and he had his legs, and we threw him down a hill at recess, and he hit his head on the way down. Which sounds kind of fucking dangerous, but a teacher saw us do it. Like, we threw him down this like 15-foot hill that was probably slanted like that, you know, a fairly steep hill. And we just tossed him down that motherfucker. And one of the teachers just watched us do it. And all she did was point at us, go, "Hey, don't do that," or some bullshit like that. We never got in trouble for it. Every time I see that motherfucker, I'm like, yo, remember that time we threw you down the hill? He's like, yeah, and I hit my head on a rock on the way down. He never got us back for it. But I mean, It seemed like a good idea at the time. We're like, yeah, he probably won't die. Let's just fucking throw him down a hill. One time in elementary school, I smacked this girl in the face twice. Not at the same, not in the same instance. It was one time, I think it was kindergarten. We were all lining up to go somewhere because you had to line up whenever you exited the class or whatever. And she was in front of me in line, and she turned around and she puffed her cheeks out like with air, like that or some shit. And I just smacked both of her cheeks at the same time, and then she started crying. And that kind of pissed me off. I was like, "Why are you fucking crying? All I did was smack both of your cheeks. That wasn't even a proper smack." And then later, I think in maybe the third grade, we were up on one of the hills at recess, and she was like on all fours pretending to be a dog, and she was growling at me. And that time I did just slap the shit out of her, and she just rolled down the hill. I know I got in trouble for it. I don't remember how much trouble I got in for it. And there was one time in the fourth grade that I bit this girl's thumb, and she started crying, and she called the teacher and got me in trouble for that too. I thought she'd be cool with that because up to that point she was cool. And then once I bit her thumb, she started crying. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, can I not just bite your fucking thumb without you freaking the fuck out? There was another time that I was in social studies class in, I think it was the 8th grade. And I had drawn some stupid bullshit on a piece of paper. And this girl had got up, one of my friends had got up to like sharpen her pencil or some bullshit like that. And when she was walking past my desk, I motioned to look at the piece of paper to see the dumb thing that I had written on it. And she started laughing. I thought because she liked what I saw on the paper. But it became so obnoxious, the laughter, that my teacher took her outside to talk with her. And then when he came back in, he was like, "Get up." And I'm like, okay. And he started walking me to the principal's office. And I didn't think what I'd drawn on the paper was that inappropriate. So I was asking him the whole way, like, "Why are you taking me to the principal's office?" And he kept telling me, "You know what you did." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I didn't realize this was such a big deal that I'd drawn some stupid fucking picture." But eventually I got to the principal's office, and he started talking with the vice principal and the principal, whatever. And I ended up getting suspended, and I didn't even figure out what I'd done until like I was already in the principal's office and they were talking about it. Apparently, I was drawing attention to my erection because at some point I'd gotten an erection because I was fucking 15, and that just happened because I'm like, a 15-year-old boy. And the girl had thought I was like, I don't know why, but I got an erection and they suspended me for 3 days. It's like, are you fucking, like, he must have had a small dick or something. I need to go kill that guy. I need to go find that fucking teacher and just beat him to death. That fucking piece of shit. It's like, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry your dick doesn't work anymore, but don't get mad at me for it. What the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking piece of shit. There was another time that I went to the principal's office in the 10th grade. And I was because I was drawing comics and I was handing them back to my black friend who was sitting next to me. And I'd known him since kindergarten, so we were pretty tight. And I was giving him these comics, and the teacher caught us. And the one particular comic she'd caught me passing to him was this comic. It was me and him in stick figure form. And my stick figure told his stick figure to like take his dick out, and then I drew this like massive penis come out, and it crushed my guy. So it was like him actually murdering me with a penis, and I got sent to the principal's office for that. Everyone that I went to high school with is either fat or has kids at this point. That's it. Just a little fun fact for you. Except for this one guy. He drove off a bridge into water and drowned or something. I didn't really know him though, so it's cool. Hey, check this out. Fuck. Hey, check this out. Fuck. Hey, check this out. Fuck.